Hi guys, Reese here. Thanks for stopping by. An even bigger thank you to any of you who watched my previous video, my Avengers Infinity War trailer number 2 reaction. That's a long title. Because thanks to you, that video got more views than any of my other videos alone or combined by a long shot. So thank you very, very much. Sticking with that theme, this time around I'm doing a breakdown of that trailer and the one we got before it and looking at the imagery we have in there. And I've also come up with some theories which, let's be honest, by the time the movie comes out will probably turn out to be wrong, but we never know. So let's jump into it and find out. So there's a lot going on in these movies because, you know, it's one of the biggest films in history and it's got a lot in it. Things like Iron Man's suit having that new booster feature in it, not to mention the Iron Spider suit. But the key point of this film is that we get all the characters that we've been following for 10 years all gathered on screen at once. Just that concept alone is cool. From scenes like when they're just simply talking to each other, aka taking a dig at each other. Wow. Or when they're running alongside each other, running into battle, ready to fight together like this. God, that scene with that music, it just gets you so excited, it gets you so pumped, it makes your hair stand on edge yeah, like that. Thanks, Peter. I mean, Spider-Man. Thanks, Spider-Man. Anyway, apart from those scenes, which are 1, really awesome, and 2, designed to make us really excited, I've also picked up on some clips that might give us some clues as to how the story might go. More specifically, as to how it might begin. Before I jump into this, I just want to throw out a spoiler warning for Thor Ragnarok. You have been warned. There are spoilers ahead. Now that I have that out of the way, at the end of Thor Ragnarok, we have Thor and Loki discussing about returning to Earth and if Loki would be welcome. Then we see them notice the giant hunk of ginormousness. That is Thanos' ship. Thanos is there because Loki finally got his hands on the Tesseract after trying and embarrassingly failing in the Avengers. Am I right, Hulk?
Puny God.
Yeah, you tell him, buddy. Good on you. Before I get into my thoughts on how the film might begin, there are a few clips that I'm working with from the trailer, and I'll show them to you to kind of give a sense as to how the narrative may go, the way at least I'm reading into it at the moment without the rest of the film. So coming up is how I think the story might actually go. Okay guys, so I've changed it up a bit and I'm doing a voiceover to let you know that these are the clips that I'm working with, the way that they were presented in the trailer. I've changed the order of them, and soon you'll see how I think the story will start. So we have Thor fighting Thanos and Thanos is winning. Loki tells him to stop because he has the Tesseract. Thanos shows interest, Loki brings it to him, Thanos takes it and crushes it to get the stone inside and puts it in the Infinity Gauntlet. After that, Thor is useless, so he throws him into space, where he runs into the Guardians of the Galaxy. He convinces them to return to the ship, and they find that no one is there. He finds his cape, puts it on, and uses his lightning, either because he's angry, or to repower the ship, possibly. I don't know. That we'll have to wait and see. The basic idea I have is that Thanos is there to get all the Infinity Stones. He's starting with this one because he's tracked them down. And he boards the ship, and anyone who tries to stop him, i.e. Thor, can just get swatted away because this guy is so damn powerful. But Loki probably barters for Thor's life by saying, here's the Tesseract, gives it to him, and he doesn't really care about the Tesseract, crushes that, gets the stone, puts it in the gauntlet, and kind of knocks Thor out and probably dumps him in space. But after that, depending on how that may or may not go down, after Thor meets the Guardians and explains the situation, they then go to Earth and they explain the situation further to everyone on Earth and how he's a very big threat and he's coming to Earth because so many of the Infinity Stones, they're all gathered on Earth now. So it's the hot spot for him to just go, oh, there, I've got to head to that one spot and he's coming and he can just wipe it out. After that point, I don't know what else happens. The clips are too vague. I don't know what order they go in, but it seems like there are 2 battles going on Earth for Infinity Stones and for the safety of the planet. I can't really piece together when and how that would happen, but I think I know how the film will start. And that feels like a nice strong start. It makes sense. It gets 2 of the many individual parties that we have together, and then they get to travel to Earth. That combines more of them, and then eventually they come up with various plans to stop Thanos, and they may or may not succeed, which does definitely lead me into the last bit of this video. So that's my theory about how the film might begin, but I've also got one that might possibly be an explanation of how it will end, and an explanation of why this film is no longer a 2-parter, and also how we get Captain Marvel in the 4th Avengers movie, which still feels like, from what we've heard, is going to be quite tied in to this movie. Before I get into it, there aren't as many clips I could use as an example, so you're going to have to put up with my mug for a while, but I'll try and be quick. This has come about because I'm slightly confused by a few things going on with the MCU after Avengers. I mean, it's a bit weird that Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be set before this, but coming out after, but you know what? Doesn't really matter, but there is something which feels like a plot hole to me, but there might be an explanation for it in the comics, which I don't know about. But I've just come up with this theory because I like to do that. At the end of this film, Thanos basically wins. There is a lot of carnage and destruction, and our heroes die, and a lot of people die. And Doctor Strange, using the time gem, takes this opportunity to hightail it out of there. I mean, to strategically withdraw and go back in time to meet Captain Marvel. This is based on very little other than the fact I'm confused that Captain Marvel seems to be set in the 90s. She worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. and we haven't heard about her before in the MCU. And you would think we would, especially if you worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. and then Black Widow leaked all the S.H.I.E.L.D. files in The Winter Soldier. So I'm confused. I don't have all that much comic knowledge either of Captain Marvel, but I'm just working with what I've got on screen, and why haven't we heard about her before? A great explanation for that is she's pulled out of the timeline, and then suddenly she's in Avengers 4. There are a number of holes in my theory too, I'm well aware, because how would Doctor Strange know where she was and go back if we haven't heard of her? And people could argue that, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. covered it up, but then all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s files were released. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s secrets that had secrets were released. So, if you've got an explanation as to how this all works, let me know, leave a comment down there. If you've noticed something that I haven't that might give us a clue as to the story, let me know down there. If you have any thoughts and comments about the movie, about the trailers, about my videos, let me know. Yes, leave your thoughts down there, give it a like, give me a subscribe. Thanks to the people who subscribed for my last video, I'm very grateful. But that about wraps it up this time around. I'm very much looking forward to this movie, as you could probably tell. I'm sure you guys are too. What are you looking forward to the most? Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope to catch you around soon with some more videos. To see those, hit subscribe and stick around. Thank you very much. I'll catch you later.